Nation, welcome back to my channel. So I saw this tweet and I'm gonna read it to you guys before I mess it up. I thought this tweet was very significant and it just was very valuable, and I just wanted to speak on a few things. This quotes so the quote says, begin your day with the I get to mentality instead of a I have to thought process. I get to go to work. I get to have a busy day. Whatever it may be, we often dress our opportunities as stress, but they are in fact blessings. So let me tell you something. I am definitely one of those people sometimes where I have had a I have to do this mentality instead of I'm grateful for this, or I'm happy that God allowed me to have this type of mentality. Because honestly, when you look at life through the lenses of I have to do this, I have to do that, that is very depressing. That's depressing. There's really no other way to put it. Sometimes I feel like I've been very ungrateful in the past because I would just be damn, if God sees me doing all of these good things and doing what I should be doing, then why do I feel like I'm still getting the shit end of the stick? Or why do I feel like I should be getting more for what I'm doing? And respectfully, having that mentality is horrible, because you should do things without expectation. And I've learned that. I've learned that over a short amount of time. Actually, you cannot do things expecting to always have something coming back to you in return. Actually, when you do things and you do the right thing, and you do the right thing when nobody's watching you, those are the people who actually get the most blessings out of life. And I genuinely do feel like that. I just feel like even if you do have a lot of free time, you should be trying to do something productive with your time. Because at the end of the day, I'm gonna say me personally, and I'm gonna tell you what I genuinely think. I feel like personally, if you don't have anything productive to do throughout your days, that is going to cause you to fall into a depression way easier. If you don't have some sort of hobby or something that you do outside of your job, or just anything, it could even be writing at the end of the night, or just organizing your playlist, just something productive, whereas it's gonna make the following days easier for you. So yeah, I think free time is great, and it's cool to be lazy sometimes, but I was definitely one of those people that took that way too far. I think that when you take being lazy a little bit too far, it can actually have some negative effects on your mental health. And I can say for myself that I've definitely been there, where I just kind of let me wanting to be in the house all the time consume me, and not really do anything productive with myself. I just kind of was more addicted to social media, and I'm really just targeting COVID days, to be honest, because COVID days, you guys, when I tell y'all I stayed in the house, I didn't have anything to do. In the beginning, when COVID first came out, I said, oh, okay, so you're telling me I don't have to go to work, and you're telling me I don't have to wake up early and deal with people every day? That sounds absolutely amazing. But at the same time, after a certain while, I'm realizing I'm just in the house. I don't have anything to do. I'm bored. I don't have an outlet. I don't have anything to do. And don't get me wrong, there's always a bunch of things that I could have done, but I didn't. I was more so oh, well, this comb has bite marks, and I'm really trying to figure out why. We're just gonna move it right along. I think that us as human beings actually want to spend more time on doing things that fulfill us. And I've noticed that I've had times where I didn't want to do anything myself. Like I didn't want to get out of bed. I didn't want to talk to people. I didn't want to socialize with anyone, like at all whatsoever. But I started to feel myself getting used to being like that. And I feel like me being like that caused me to create a shell for myself that was actually very depressing and unhealthy. Because I'm gonna be so honest with y'all. Like, I was depressed for a long time. But it took me to do some self-reflecting, getting off of social media, not scrolling and looking at what other people are doing with their lives, because that's not gonna help me. It doesn't matter how many times you get on your phone and try to envision that person is you. That's not you. So you need to get off that phone. Seriously, you seriously need to get off that phone and like just get a journal. Write stuff down. You should write stuff down and go back and reflect on that journal and see what you want to do with yourself. Because I write a lot, right? And like a lot of you don't know that, but I do write. And there's been times where I remember like I had a diary in the past, and my diary was really like my outlet. It was something that I had looked forward to. Like, you have to find your dopamine. Like, that's really what it all boils back to. If you don't find your dopamine, you are going to just be a depressed person in general. If you don't have something where it's like, oh yeah, like, let me go do this, I want to go do this, then you're always just gonna be behind everyone. I'm telling you. I also feel like as a society, we're all very different now. Like, for example, I'm definitely not the same person I used to be in like 2016, 2018. I'm not that same person whatsoever. I mean, obviously, I'm older. So like, me personally, I'm kind of a homebody. I do feel like the pandemic was kind of like a nice reset in a sense, but at the same time, if you're not careful, I feel like the pandemic was some sort of a reset, but at the same time, if you're not careful on how much free time you're giving yourself, then you can fall into a very quick depression. And I'm gonna tell you how. You are waking up in the morning, getting on your phone, going to the bathroom, sitting there scrolling for like a good 15-20 minutes, finally getting up, and from there you've already watched so many videos. You don't even know what you're doing. You don't even know what your day is going to consist of, because you just spent 15 to 20 minutes watching what somebody else was doing with their day. Yeah, I said it. That's pretty much what it is. And I'm not making this video to like talk crap. I'm really just making this video for encouragement reasons. And honestly, y'all, this topic is really not about like social media. I'm not making it about social media. I'm really just making it about being grateful for the free time that you do have, and being grateful for the opportunities that you that God allow you to have. Like, if you do have a job, you should be grateful that you have a job. If you are healthy, you should be grateful that you are healthy. If you can use your hands and feet, you should be grateful that you have hands and feet to use. Like, it really does boil back to things like that. And that's just how I feel. Like, let's work on being grateful for the small things. And y'all, when I talk to y'all sometimes, like, I'm taking mental note for myself also. Like, I speak out loud, I talk to myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, right now, I'm soaking in the information that I'm even saying myself. I had to really like work on my conscience, because I felt like I was very disconnected from myself in general. And that's another thing, like if you're disconnected from yourself, like you don't even know who you are, you either need to I don't want to push church on people, but you either need to go to church possibly to like find some sort of outlet. If you're not religious, then you need to get a journal, like I said, and write down like the emotions that you're feeling, so that you can learn how to regulate your emotions on a daily basis instead of just waking up and being depressed every day. That's another thing. Like around the time when the pandemic was going on, I was in somewhat of an unhealthy relationship. And so just imagine that, like you're stuck in the house, you're in an unhealthy relationship, you really don't have much hobbies or activities to do because you really don't know who you are yet. So you just kind of lounge around and smoke all day and don't really have anything productive to do, and even working wasn't enough. Nothing was enough for me. Nothing felt like enough, and that's because I didn't have a dopamine. So I would say, like, if you're watching this video, like, you should really ask yourself, like, what do you like to do? What are your hobbies? And you probably know exactly what you want to do, but you're just not too sure how to do it. And that was me too, because I'm gonna keep it a buck, you guys. Even when it came to this whole YouTube thing, I was kind of like, this is like really, you really got to keep up with it. But when I see the love from people and I feel the love from people, I'm like, there's no way I can't do this. I'm built for this. I'm made for this. But what it took for me to understand and learn that I was made for this was taking a leap of faith and just not being stuck in my head. But I can guarantee you it definitely took some personal growth first, because I remember, y'all, like at one point I didn't want to be on camera. I didn't want to talk in front of people. I didn't want to open up. Like, I guarantee you that I was not doing. I wasn't doing it. I wasn't doing it. It just wasn't working out for me. So like, I just kind of felt like I just want to change my everyday routine. Like, I want to start doing something different. And that's why I started doing this YouTube thing, because I actually have a lot to offer. I just was what you call hiding under a rock and not living up to my fullest potential because I didn't have a dopamine. And actually, I have multiple dopamines. I just was ignoring them. Like, you can't sit up here and tell me that being lazy isn't fun sometimes. But it starts to not be fun when you start to catch yourself having the same day every day, living the same life every single day, and wanting more for yourself but not really knowing how. So even if you don't know where you might end up in something, if it's working towards your goals and your purpose, then you should continue thriving and doing so. You should. Y'all, I'm actually not trying to put too much heat to my hair, because I just put heat to my hair not too long ago. It was already like kind of straight, so I'm not really trying to melt my hair, you know what I'm saying? So if you're watching this, if you could drop in the comments like what color you would want to see me do, maybe I'll do it. I just thought about something. I was like, let me explain what I mean by have a dopamine before there's somebody in the comments that's like, what does that mean? You know what I'm saying? Dopamine is known as the feel-good hormone. It gives you a sense of pleasure. It also gives you the motivation to do something when you're feeling pleasure. So basically, you know, you have to find something that like you wake up every day and you just get instantly excited about. That's like the key to a healthier, happier life. And again, I just went from like, honestly, I'm gonna be honest, I did like a complete turnover with my life, because like I do feel like what I could have turned out to be and what I chose to be, you know what I'm saying, I am very much so proud of myself, because I feel like if you don't find anything you like to do, you're just gonna be like just a mad person. That's just not, that is not the way to live. Like, you just always so mad. Like, but why are you so mad? Why are you so mad? You're mad because you don't have nothing to look forward to. That's why you're mad. That's why you're angry at the world. It's not the world that you should be angry at. It's you. Like, seriously. Now, let me rephrase that a little bit. The world is not all of what they sum it up to be, because they say, oh, all of this is for you, and then, you know, on some days it's like, well, if God put all of this for me, then why is it so hard for me to obtain it then? And I'm keeping it real. Don't get me wrong, like, I'm not saying anything shady towards God or anything, I'm just speaking my piece, period. I want to hear about like some of the things that you guys do that made you happy, or different things and hobbies that you picked up, or hobbies that like your family members did that you end up taking on in your life. What makes you happy? What is your drive? What is something that you have to do, if not every day, every other day, that fulfills your needs as a human being? I want to know. I want to know. I truly do. So I do have a couple of dopamines. One of my dopamines is writing music. I love to write music. I love to record music. I do. I also like to look at recipes online. I love looking at some recipes online, and I like to look at the recipe, and then, so this is what me and my father would do, right? We would find a recipe online, and we would literally go buy all of the ingredients that we seen and make the dish the exact same way. Like, I love that. I like to eat, obviously, we know that, but that's, you know, that can get a little out of hand, so let's not, you know. Also like to go to the gym, which I will be doing soon. Let me know if you guys want to see me do some gym content, because I will be in the gym soon. So and there's probably a whole bunch more out in the world that I like to do. I just haven't discovered it yet. And that's another thing I want to say. You don't know what you can end up coming across in the following days if you just get up off the couch and go try to make new like avenues for yourself. Seriously. And this is not a video, I feel like I'm making this video like get off your ass. Like, no, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is like find something that makes you happy first and foremost. Happiness is the key to success also. You have to be happy first. You really do. You're not gonna put your best foot forward being unhappy. I know I'm not. If I'm not happy, I'm not doing it. That's just me. Matter of fact, if I'm not happy, I'm just not putting my best foot forward. If I'm not happy, I know that I'm not going to put my best foot forward. So just try to work on your happiness. If you have to cut people off, do that. If you have to just like start talking to new people, do it. Don't be scared to talk to new people. What's the worst that could possibly happen if you try to make new friend groups? Like, what, they just don't want to be friends with you? Or try to find like-minded people that like to do the exact same things that you like to do, and I guarantee you life would be so much easier and so much smoother. If you're around people that like to do the exact same things that you do, where do you have room to be unhappy? Unless you're working on things from your past, like childhood traumas, or just regular everyday PTSD. If you have that, I really would suggest that you do talk to a professional. And if you're just not into like talking to professionals, then get a journal. That's like the third time I said that throughout the video. I'm telling you, writing really does help. Writing helped me get my mental health back. Writing, going to the gym, eating the meals that I wanted to eat, taking time to really learn who I am. That's another thing. Like, a lot of people, they really don't know who they are. They swear they do, but they genuinely don't. Because even me, like about 2 years ago, I thought like, I'm Nina, like, you know what I'm saying? I always had that mentality, like that I'm me, but like, it really wasn't no energy behind that, girl. Like, you gotta really feel that and really embody that. Like, you are you, yes. Be you to the fullest potential, because nobody else on this earth can be you. Be you, be you, be you. And you know why you should be you and only you? Because being you is beautiful. And there is a light at the end of the tunnel. You just have to really keep yourself motivated. Don't depend on anybody else for your happiness. Your happiness comes from you. It comes from within. There's nothing nobody can do on this earth to make you happy, like, or fulfill your inner peace and your inner happiness. That's never going to happen. You trying to find happiness in somebody else is never going to happen. You have to find happiness within yourself first, so that you have the energy to do what you need to do for the day. Now, let's go back to that quote. Begin your day with I get to mentality instead of I have to. So that also goes back to the fixed mindset and the growth mindset that I was telling you about in my last video. You having a fixed mindset is not going to get you far. Learn how to have a growth mindset. Learn how to find an outlet for yourself. Find an outlet for yourself. And when you do, you grab that and you don't let it go, because that is going to be your only way of maintaining your sanity on this place we call Earth. I feel like I'm just being honest. So basically, all in all, what I'm saying is that it is better to stay busy than to not be busy, especially if you're not doing anything productive. I'm telling you, only thing you're gonna do is just make yourself depressed by laying and sitting on the bed and scrolling. I was one of those people who were like heavily addicted to social media, like really bad, until I realized like these people are actually, like, some of the people that I watch are actually not that interesting. So I don't know why I'm watching you, but I mean, I'm watching. Don't get me wrong, there are a lot of people who I watch because I'm very inspired by them, and I feel like they talk real. That I will sit and listen to all day. But you know, just scrolling on the phone and just being on TikTok, not doing anything to contribute to your life's purpose. Being on TikTok all day and not doing anything to contribute to your life's purpose is going to drive you into a horrible depression. And then after a while, when other people notice that you haven't done anything to work towards getting yourself out of your depression, people are going to start not feeling sorry for you. And in the end, it's like, damn, what did I do with myself? What did I do with my life? I feel like I just said like a lot of valuable things with that throughout this video. And this video wasn't meant to offend anyone. This video was to just give some advice. No, I'm not a therapist or anything. I'm just speaking from the heart. So a lot of things that I'm saying is very obvious and very simple, but I just kind of want to come on here and say that there's always something new to do and something new to learn out there. It may not seem like it may not look like it, but it is. But first thing you have to do is change your mindset and learn to have a growth mindset instead of a fixed mindset. There's always something new to discover, to read, to learn. Like, there's always something new to do out there in the world. You just haven't discovered it yet. You just simply don't know yet. Part of why you don't know is because you are caught up in social media and you really haven't tried hard enough to go find other things to do. That's all it is. I like my hair this short, honestly. I actually really do like my hair being this short, but I do miss my long hair. But luckily my hair grows back fast. But anyways, if you made it this far in the video, subscribe to my channel, like this video, comment on this video, tell your friend to tell another friend about my videos, and drop diamonds and flowers in the comments. If you're a girl, drop flowers. If you're a boy drop diamonds, period. Actually, everybody drop diamonds, but if you're a girl, drop fat flowers specifically. Stay tuned for the next video. Hashtag Nina Nation everything.